perfect. Thank you so much, Jimena. This is awesome. And hello, all of you guys. I'm so glad you came. This is perfect. And man, I'm looking at the numbers. We got 76 people. They keep coming in. Maybe in the chat, if you want to put where you're from, I feel like that's always fun to see where people are from. And maybe too, if you want to put in maybe your favorite thing about Halloween, because that's what this class is about. We're doing a Halloween class. And if you ask me, it feels a little early for Halloween, right? We're still in September, but it's going to be here before you know it. And if you go in the Michael stores right now, it's in full Halloween swing. There's Halloween decorations everywhere. So it's Halloween time. Let's get into it. So try getting that Halloween mood if you can. I wish we had some Halloween music. I was gonna play that. Anyways, a little bit about me. My name is Josh Talbot. I am a designer and an illustrator that works for Michaels. And so I have one of the funnest jobs ever. I get to just draw pictures all day long. I get to draw Santa Claus or pumpkins or an Easter bunny or whatever it is we need for the products in the store. And I love what I do. And so they've asked me to teach some of these classes and share some of the tools that we use at Michaels when we're creating things. And one thing that we like to do if we're trying to think of ideas, especially let's say it's Halloween time and we're making some Halloween characters, it's always cool to go find reference, right? Find pictures of those Halloween characters and find new ways to draw them and kind of get in that classic Halloween mood. And that's what we're going to do today. I've got what we're, that's what we're going to do today. I've got some Halloween characters that I've printed off that I want to look at, and we're going to draw them together. And previous classes, a lot of times I'll just do like a lot of quick sketches. This class, we're going to spend a little bit longer on these characters. I hope to get to 2, but we're going to take them all the way to finish with some black ink and some white acrylic paint. So please raise your hand if you have questions. I haven't seen anybody say anything in the chat about where they're
we
from.
have a couple of people here in the Q&A. So we have
Q&A. There we go.
From Alaska, and then Juliana likes candy.
Perfect, Juliana, me too.
Bill from Fort Collins, Colorado, loves everything Halloween.
Perfect. Okay, you're in the right room.
Exactly. Chloe is from Wisconsin, and she can't wait to get this class started, as well as her sister.
Let's do it. Let's jump in. And I see. What about yourself, Ken? She said, "Do we need more than one piece of paper for this?" Fast answer for that is not necessarily, but if you have some extras on hand, it may not be a bad idea. So anyways, I see someone's from Texas. That's where I'm from. So that's awesome. We have that in common. But let's get started. We have lots to do, and I want to get in it. So I want to show you guys. Maybe Amanda, do you want to switch to the other view? Yeah. Here's my hands. Just kidding. We've got some other things too. So I want to show you some tools that we've got and the reference. So I've just got here some brushes, just some different sizes, small, medium, large, some different things. I've got a pencil. This is my favorite pencil ever. I don't know if you can see that there. It has a big, thick lead, but I've got normal pencils too. So whatever suits you best is great. I've got some white acrylic paint. I've got some ink. This is the Higgins ink, and this is some fancy Sumi ink. Either works. They're all good. I got some water, and I got some paper towels, and I've got some paper. Here this is some really nice watercolor paper that I bought in our store that I'm really excited to test out. So this will be awesome. And I've got my reference. And so I love art. Hey, Ashley, me too. Me too. So this is the reference I printed out. So these are the classic monsters. Sometimes I call them Universal monsters because the Universal movie company made these movies back in the 40s and 50s. And they're just so fun. I'm not actually really a big scary movie person, but I like these movies because I feel like they're not too scary and they're just so classic, really well done movies. And the example that I painted that you probably saw online, I painted this guy. Whoa, this is the creature from the Black Lagoon. This guy right here. He's actually my favorite one. He's kind of silly, kind of cool. And you'll notice that I've cut out the eyes since then. My son thought it was so fun to turn it into a mask. So that's something that you can do if you want. After we're done, you can turn your art into a mask. So we're going to try to make some more like this. The ones that I specifically printed big today I want to look at were Frankenstein and the Wolfman. Oh, so spooky. If you're scared now, guys, it's okay. You can stop the class and it's recorded. You can come back later. But if you feel brave, you can continue on, okay? Now, I have a special connection to the Wolfman here because if you watch the movie, the guy that turns into the Wolfman is named Larry Talbot. And my name is Josh Talbot. So I've always kind of liked the Wolfman for that reason. But we're gonna look at these. Brandon, you love art too. Man, high fives all around. This is so good. This is so good. And Juliana, if you have different paintbrushes, that's fine. That's fine. And you're not a big monster fan. You know what? I like to draw other things too, so that's okay. But today we're gonna do some monsters. So let's get started, okay? So what I want to do is I've got this paper, and like I said, this is nice paper, and I really don't want to waste it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out a sheet, and I'm gonna cut it down real fast to get it to a little bit smaller of a size. Just because I got some black stuff on it. Dang. I don't want, I'm not necessarily gonna make a big picture like this. So I'm gonna cut it in half. So just give me 1 second, guys, to do this. Hold on 1 minute. You can see how big it is. And I'm gonna get my little pencil here. I want a smaller pencil. That works. I'm gonna do that. Hold on a second. So maybe in the chat, has anyone done much work in ink before? See if you've done it. Because if you're familiar on the internet, there is a movement called Inktober that's a ton of fun, where different artists will post their artwork they've done in ink all through the month of October. A friend of mine started it, and it's seriously the coolest thing. And so this is a good chance to get into ink a little bit, get all prepped for Inktober. You can check that out online and see kind of what they do. And that's one thing that I think is so cool about Inktober and so cool about art in general is giving yourself a challenge, like making 31 ink drawings, drawing 31 monsters, drawing 31 anything, and you get better. You see yourself get better over time. You don't have to stress about what to draw because you kind of made a plan. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so I got 2 pieces of paper, and let's get started. I'm going to start with Mr. Frank over here. There's some really cool shadows going on there. I've got my artist loft pencil. I'm going to do that one. I think I just want to start with my artist loft pencil. And what I want to do here, guys, is I want to look at these shapes, and I don't want to just copy them. And we can do that, but I loved here on my swamp monster here, we kind of made it fun, right? And so I want to find a way that we can make this fun. Oh, what dimensions on the paper? Someone asked. You know what? The dimensions of your heart. I'm just kidding. You know what? Listen to your heart. I don't know. I like to work big. This is probably the smallest I would work. I don't want to work much smaller than this. What this paper is 7 inches by about 10 inches. So I guess that gives you a reference of what I'm working from. If you've got something like 8.5 by 11 or something, that works too. So good question. And what pencil? This is a B with pencils. If you're ever wondering, I'm just going to show you real fast. There's B is a soft pencil, and H is a hard pencil. And sometimes you might see an F, and an F's kind of somewhere in the middle. And then they go this way. So I don't know if you can really see that. That's probably too small, but 2B and then 4B, getting softer and softer, easier to draw with. And then over here would be a 2H and a 4H. And right now I've got a B, so I'm like right here in the middle. Not too hard, not too soft. Hope that's a little helpful. But anyways, let's go. Okay. And someone said they have paint. Great. See, I think sometimes, guys, the secret to making art is just to jump in. Because if we think about it too long, we might scare ourselves and not do it. Okay, so I just drew an outline of the head. And it looks like this Frankenstein's kind of like we're like down below him. And they do that on purpose because they want him to look extra tall. So we're down below him. I think we're going to try to lengthen out his shapes just a little bit, because when I think of Frankenstein, I think of really tall shapes. Okay. We got a neck there and some ears there. Some sewn on ears, right? That's the spooky thing. Whose ears were those before they were his? Oh, so spooky. These bolts. I feel like I can't quite tell what's in this picture. I'm going to make them look like classic bolts. That seems funner. Right?
So Josh, we do have a question here about, is it okay to use markers if someone doesn't have any ink?
Yeah, that's so good. They're going to work differently, right? Because today we're going to be watering down our ink a little bit. And so you might have to change the way you work with them. It won't work the same as our ink does, but that's totally fine. Some of the best artwork ever is marker work. And maybe that'd be a fun video to do some other time, guys. We could do some markers together.
That'd be cool.
So one thing I did here, guys, you'll notice that there's this cool shadow under his nose. I just drew it in like a shape, okay? I didn't draw in his shape. I didn't draw in his nose per se. I just drew in that shape. I'm gonna take a minute. Like, I think I kind of went a little fast there, but just to kind of look at what we got. Let's see. Something else we can do to mix things up. We could put his mouth really close up here to his nose, or really far down here. I think we'll put it far down, like right here. And I'm going to add in something that's not right in the picture. I like the little line parts that sometimes you see underneath someone's nose. I'm going to add them in there. And I'm going to kind of darken. I like these lines of his cheek, darken those. Something kind of like that. I don't know. We'll see. We're figuring this out. Now, obviously, the coolest part about Frankenstein is his giant brow, right? This brow here. So we're going to come in here, his big dark brow. Let's see, there's that line there. And look, I think the little eyes look funny. What if we do little eyes? I kind of like that. Let's see. We'll leave them there for a second. We're figuring this out. And then look at this. Let's bring in some lines here. There was cheekbones. Okay. And then I'm seeing here, there's like a shadow up here on his lip. Let's put that shadow in there. Okay. And then way up here, I'm making it more like rectangly. I feel like in the pictures, I'm trying to emphasize a little bit that he's shaped like a rectangle. Because when I think of Frankenstein, I think of rectangle.
So Josh, could you go a little slower?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and that's good. That'll give us a moment to reflect while we look at it. So
While we do, Sophia would like to know if it's okay to use paint.
yes, it's totally fine to use paint. In fact, that reminds me of something I need to go grab. I need to grab, if you're using paint, make sure you have a palette, something to mix your paint on. You can use just like a glass plate, like a glass dinner plate. Yeah, just if you can grab just like a glass plate, that would be great.
So Topaz
So-
just joined and is wondering if you were going to be making or drawing just this one or another more than one.
I'm aiming for both. We need to keep moving to draw both, but that's the goal.
Okay. Also, Friendly reminder that this class is being recorded, and you'll be able to find the recording on, I will put the links in the chat for you. How's that?
Yeah, okay, let's see. I'm still trying to figure out those eyes. So I've got an eraser. Where'd my eraser go? Let's see. I want to try something here. Sorry, guys. I feel like the eyes weren't quite. Something like that. We'll see. We'll see how that looks. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go there, guys. I think that's at least enough for us to start with. And let's start drawing a little bit, because I do want to see if we can get onto Wolfman too. So the next thing that we're going to do is just jump right into paint. Okay, so let's get our water, and I want to get our brush. Hey, so if you have any questions, I know I'm jumping in. So if you have questions, it's still okay to ask questions. If you have questions about the drawing, getting some paper towels here. Okay, just to have that nearby. Got my brush wet, and then I'm gonna grab some ink. I'm gonna start with this Sumi ink. It's really whatever ink you use is just fine, but that's what I'm gonna use today. I'm just gonna get this super small, like a little bit. I'm gonna put it on my plate, and this is the thing. This is where I say you can use paint or you can use water. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can use paint or you can use ink. It doesn't matter, because I'm gonna stick it there, and then I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna try to get off as much of that ink as I can, and then I'm gonna come over here and get a bunch of water and put it over here. So I'm basically all of a sudden now I have my darkest and my lightest, and I can kind of use this how I want. Okay, so I want it to be pretty light, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna make a background. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna go just across the whole thing and make a background color. Okay, now why I like to do that is because it helps me figure out the darks and the lights a lot easier. If I start out with just white paper, then and I put in like the darkest part, it's just hard to tell what's the next darkest thing. It's hard to explain. It's just, if we have a middle ground that's not too dark and not too light to start with, then we can then it's a little easier to make darks and our lights later. Sometimes it would be nice to tape around the sides here. We could have done that. We didn't, but that's okay.
So Josh, we have a couple of people in the chat that don't have ink. What would be a good substitution for that?
Watercolor would be a great substitution. Acrylic paint can be a great substitution. I think if you're working with markers, it's a little different. But yeah, I watercolor for sure and acrylic for sure can work. But you see right there, guys, how just putting that like gray tone in all of a sudden made it look a little easier, right? So I'm seeing someone say, yeah, someone's asking how the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I use that same stuff, the ink and the paint for the Creature of the Black Lagoon. Okay, so that's where we're at there. Now we're gonna go into our next tone. We put in that background tone there. Okay, now let's grab our brush. I'm gonna grab like a medium brush. Something about this size. And you see I have my paper towel here. That's just to kind of get that water off when I need to get it off. And I'm gonna kind of just start to draw with my ink. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna get, hope you can see that. I'm not going to my darkest dark. I'm getting somewhere kind of in the middle. I'm just gonna start drawing in some of these lines, okay? And my paper is wet, so it's gonna kind of bleed a little bit when I make these lines, and that's okay. I kind of planned that. These aren't gonna be crisp lines that we're drawing here. Now let's make sure we have our reference nearby. I want you guys to make sure you're seeing that, and I want to make sure I'm seeing that too. But let's just go in here and let's start drawing in the lines. Yep. Oh, it's bleeding, and it's bleeding really well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of blurry when I put it in there. It's really pretty. That's kind of one of the things that the drawing with ink, like we're doing, does, is it bleeds through the paper, and we like that. Like, we don't, if it's doing that, it's a good thing. Okay. So I know I went a little fast there. I'll kind of slow down for a second. Just right there. So I'm kind of redrawing it just on top of my sketch. And I like to, I guess, work a little quick just because the ink dries, and I don't know, I'm just working kind of fast. I don't want to work too fast for you guys for sure, but. Okay. I like the way that this left ear left us right to him. Kind of blended all. So I'm going to drop that all in the shadow. I need to keep looking at my reference. And I'm going to fill in these shapes here. So right here, see this shape under the chin? I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to fill it in. Yeah.
So CJ is asking if it has to look just like yours, because his or hers kind of looks like a Lego.
Like a Lego, that's a great one. It does not have to look anything like mine, please. And if you've noticed, mine doesn't look anything like the reference I'm looking at, right? I mean, kind of, but not really. So there is 0 rules here that has to look like anything but what it looks like, because we're kind of learning together, right? And so I'm learning too, and so I'm going to see what I don't know this is going to look like in the end, right? So I'm learning with you guys. So I'd like to make this, and I'd like to make more. I'd love to make more of these monster paintings. Maybe I want to post them for Inktober or something. So anyways, please don't make anything, don't feel pressure. Okay. So his neck, there's like a little bit of, you see a shadow here from his nose right here that goes into here, like under his chin, under his nose. I'm trying to draw that in a little bit. Okay, and that kind of breaks up and it kind of goes across his chin right here. And the cool thing is I'm leaving that space, and I left a little bit of white right here under his lip, because you want to think about how the light's hitting that. Now, I think what will make it makes a lot more sense is if we drop in that nose, that dark nose. And that's one of the darkest parts in the painting. I don't want to go to pure black. And I want to control where I go to pure black. So let's not go there, but we're going to go probably the darkest we've done yet, right through here. See, all of a sudden, wow, that make that look like, now we know why there's a shadow there. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. That's spooktastic. Isn't that cool how that works like that? All of a sudden he has a nose. Oh my goodness. Now I will say that the white part around the side of the nose, I realized I probably could have left that there, and I didn't really. But that's okay. We can add that in later. I'm not too worried. That's why we have our white paint. Okay. So let's get some more. That tone was working really well for us. Let's go in there and let's finish at the brow. I realize, guys, I'm going fast. I apologize. I think I'm just I'm just going to get this done. So I hope it's not too fast for y'all. Well, I guess what I'm thinking of while I'm doing this is I'm thinking of darks and lights, and I'm thinking of how the see, that got really dark there. Woo, that was darker than I wanted. That's okay. That's okay. I can use water and bring it back over here and just get that spread it out. So I mean, that's the nice thing about working with watercolor and ink, is it's pretty forgiving. So if you put something down that's like, woo, that's a little darker than I wanted, it's okay. It usually you can fix it. Okay. See, let me kind of blend that in there. Okay. There we go. Spooktastic. Look at that. Oh my goodness. You guys, if you have nightmares tonight, don't blame me. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna come in here. I'm just gonna think of like a shadow underneath his eye. Okay. I feel like there'd be a shadow here, probably. Well, there is. I mean, we can see it in our thing. My shadow looks a little bigger than that one. But there's a shadow there. And then let's come back in and let's get the top.
Errol says just added the crisscross scratch on the face, or the scar on the forehead,
Oh, good idea.
and it's loving
I'm
it,
so glad
right?
Yeah, so good. So good. No, I'm so glad you said that, because I will say, when I was drawing this after we jumped to paint, I was like, crud, I forgot the scar on the forehead. What was I thinking? So I'm glad you remembered to put that there. That's super important. Something that you'll see too, that I really like what happened there when I put this part of the forehead tone in, it blended with the tone of the dark part of the brow and made kind of a soft transition there. Obviously in our reference, when I say a soft transition, what that means is, in our reference, this brow has a very hard transition. It goes from light to dark instantly. So that tells us it's sharp, that like it's like a 90-degree angle, like a cliff. Whereas the transition, like here on his cheek, from this light part to this dark part, is a soft transition. It goes down gradually, right? So in ours, I guess I like that our brow kind of got this soft transition, which is cool. I think that is one of the cool qualities of working in watercolor and ink, is that we can do that. And those two, that our paint's drying a little bit lighter. To me, it looks lighter when it dries than when it goes down, which is kind of cool, forgiving as well, because that lets us work into it a little bit more if we want to darken it later. So I'm just going to come here. I'm just going to finish off his hair. Now you'll see in our reference that his hair gets white, right? Like right there in the middle. And what that is, again, is that's that reflected light. Like basically there's a light shining right on his forehead, right? So that's what's going on there. Obviously his hair is not white. It's just reflecting a lot of light right there. So I'm going to try to, in ours, I'm probably going to tone that down a little bit. I don't really want to make it that big of a highlight, but I do want to show that there's some light shining there, right? And I think one thing too that's cool about working in this way, when we did a light gray over the whole background, is it kind of softens everything to where this creature kind of emerges, right? Kind of comes out. So yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't know what that was. I think this piece of my brush broke off. It's an older brush. Okay, let's just get a little bit into the shadows of his ears. Ooh, that got dark, didn't it? Soften it out a little bit. And then let's go for the dark of his neck. I think that will help it all pop together, because there's obviously a lot of dark going on there. And then we can try to add a little bit more of a exaggerated shape of his chin, a little bit in there. Isn't that cool? When you I feel like the minute you add in that next shadow, it all snaps together. And it looks 3D for sure. Holy cow. How cool is that? Let's go a little darker. I really think we need to go darker. And the thing that's scary though is when you go darker, then if it looks too dark compared to everything else we've already done, then it will look weird. And you're like, why is it so much darker? So we gotta, I guess, keep it in the ratio of everything we've already done. Now these bolts, I'm gonna do them pretty dark too, because I'm thinking that the light, that they're almost gonna be in shadow. I don't plan on doing them, except for I'll leave the top of them light. Let's see. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so I think we've got everything blocked in now. Pretty much. I'm looking at the time, guys. I'm trying to decide what we should do next. This is more or less just a block in. I think we could go a little farther here. Let's see. And someone says, okay, if your outline seems like it's fading into the paper. Yes, that's kind of what ours is doing. And maybe that's kind of what I want to, maybe what we should focus on next. What I think I want to do, just to finish this out and kind of bring it to kind of that fun place that we were before when we looked at this guy, because obviously this guy, I want to look at, make it look a little more like that. I think we need some more darks. And so I want to go in there almost like an outline. And I want to go in and draw some of these things a little bit more precisely. Look at that. Look at that. Look how that dark just like, it just, oh man. Isn't art wonderful, guys? So I'm gonna put a dark line here. And the reason why I'm doing that, ooh, that's really dark. Let's see, hold on just a second. Fade that in, fade that in. Ooh, what a nose. That's okay. He has a pretty big nose. The reason why I did dark there was because, again, you're going to think of light coming off this nose, and it's going to be a darker shadow here. Then all of a sudden, it's going to start to get lighter here because of the reflected light coming off of his lip. So that's what's going on there. Okay, let's get a couple more darks, and I'm going to come in with a couple lights. Let's keep going. Okay. I had a teacher tell me once that he said he never felt bad darkening around the eyes a little extra, because you want your emphasis to go to the eyes. So if you give them a little extra love, that's a good thing. Do some extra wrinkles in there. Maybe like an extra spooky. His eyes look super spooky, guys. Let's give him some pupils. He's looking super creepy. Let's see. It's going to make a big difference when I give it a pupil. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see if we like it. What do we give him like an eye? Oh, did he all of a sudden go cartoony? Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Not sure how I feel about that. We'll keep playing with it. We'll keep playing with it. But we will make, let's see if we can get them to match. Okay. A little bit of a line there, a little line there. The dark part of the ear. And there. Might go in there. Let's see. Now he looks kind of sad. He is kind of sad. If you ever read his story or watched his movie, he kind of has a sad life, poor guy. But at least he gets another life, right? Because made a bunch of dead people, so I guess they got to live again. I don't know. Sorry, that was supposed to be a spooky joke, but not really a spooky guy. Okay. Okay. Let's go. What is it? 38? What do you guys think? Should we take a look at the Wolfman, see if we can do some stuff there? Or should we finish this out even a little more finished? What can you guys tell me what you think? A minute, are they saying anything? Are you guys saying anything? I can't hear you guys.
Not yet. There must be painting right now.
Painting.
Give them a few seconds.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, we got a little impatient.
Yeah, finish Frank. Wolfman.
They're saying finish Frank.
Finish Frank. Another person is saying Wolfman.
Wolfman. Okay.
Another one.
Okay.
Chris,
Okay, you guys are spoken. Let's do it.
it's kind of half and half.
Really? Okay. It's funny, I have to say too, guys, looking at what the camera's showing you and what I'm seeing, and I feel like it's interesting, the camera's kind of making the contrast darker or like just different than what I'm seeing. So I'm trying to blend that. So if I bring it up there, I get some fresh water and I try to blend that in a little bit more. That's what I'm doing right there. And just kind of like working in those shadows. Like all of a sudden now I put those cheeks deeper or darker. Then all of a sudden I need to do this part darker now too. So it's just, you're always trying to kind of keep a balance of your darks and lights. And it's interesting in this picture, it kind of gets darker here because I think it almost sucks in. Okay, we can move on. I'm liking it though. I feel like some cool things are starting to happen. It's kind of cool too, where we leave that little lightness in there. That starts to make his face to me feel kind of leathery and old, where it's not a perfect light and dark kind of thing. Okay. This is fun, guys. I kind of want to just keep going, but I do want to take a look at that other guy. But I feel like you just gotta keep at it, keep looking at your reference. Wow, that did a lot, didn't it? Putting those nostrils in. I feel like that made it look a lot more real. And that kind of bled down in there. I'm gonna let it just kind of do its thing. Yeah, he looks sad. I wonder if we were, let's, one last thing we'll do and then we'll move on to the next one, but let's just like make him look sadder. If it's already kind of going that way, if we bring his brow up a little bit. Maybe give him a little bit of a wrinkle or something. He's worried. I don't know. I want to play around with that.
Oh, and someone is reminding you, Amy, to not forget the scar. Very important.
Oh, the scar, of course. Thank you. What do they say? It takes a village. We're doing it together, guys. Okay, so let's So a scar, again, we're going to try to think of our shadows we've been talking about. So I'm going to do the dark inside, like I'm picturing inside the scar is going to be pretty dark because there's not much light that's going to get down in there. Okay.
So Lily's asking why he's so sad.
Why is he so sad? Well, he doesn't have very many friends. Everyone seems to be scared of him, I guess. So what I'm doing here, see, I did that dark part on the inside and then putting a little bit lighter on both sides of it. Now that what that's showing us, guys, is that we see this dark in the inside of his scar. These two light sides, that's the top of that skin. Kind of look at my hand, the way that this is the dark part in between. And then my two fingers are the top of that scar. And then it gets a shadow on this side, but not as dark as here, because it's not deep inside the cut. It's just on the side of that. And then it goes back to let me get it darker. It's hard to see. I can't see it anymore on my screen. So you're probably like, what are you talking about? So
we have a couple of questions in the chat. The first one is, how would you apply this technique on a Pennywise image?
I have to admit, I'm not super familiar with what that is. I've heard of it before, but that's my
Pennywise,
best answer.
I think it's a clown from It.
Oh, is that what that thing is?
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, similar technique. I'm a classic old school person. That's too spooky for me. I don't do that spooky. That's too spooky for me. But
It is
yeah,
very spooky.
yeah. I'm more old school than that. See, now I'm looking at that scar from where I'm seeing it, guys. It's like the darkest part of the drawing, and I don't know if I want to do that. So I might go back through and darken up a few other things so that wouldn't be the darkest part of the drawing. But yeah, let's move on to Wolfman. We may not get as far as on Wolfman, but let's just see what we can do with Wolfman real fast. Okay, guys?
Perfect. And Alicia would like to know if with the werewolf you could show how to use white to highlight.
Okay.
Or talk about it.
I'll at least talk about it because I know that I feel like we that's like the very last step. Dang it, my ink's been drying out. Okay. But I'll try. And I think one thing I want to try on this too is I want to see if I can make it a little bit funner, like a little bit cuter. And I saw someone in the chat talking about drawing the creature of Black Lagoon. Let's see if we can do that too. There's so many fun things, guys.
So little time, so much to do.
I know, and I feel like I drew the one monster that, but there's so many. I want to draw them all. Let's see if we can do this. So I'm going to try to make this a little bit funner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for shapes. So when I look at this Wolfman's hair, I'm going to make it look even a little bit more round than in that picture. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here and I feel like I'm going to kind of make this poke out more, kind of almost like indent here and come out here and then come down to a point. I'm using a different pencil, by the way. You probably noticed that. This pencil draws a little darker, so it's going to be a little harder to cover up these lines. That's okay. And then his ears, we can't really see him very well here, but I'm gonna really emphasize his ears because I think some cool wolf ears would be awesome. So some big wolf ears. Okay. And something when you think about with eyes is they usually line up probably about in the middle of ears, about there. So that's where I'm gonna stick the eyes. And I'm gonna kind of deviate a little from the reference here. I want him to have spookier eyes. His eyes in this picture don't look very scary. I want him to be scary. So I'm gonna do some big eyebrows, something kind of like that. Okay, we'll leave the eyes there for a second. I don't know if I want to see what the rest of them is going to look like before you finish them out. And then nose, you kind of got an upturned nose, kind of like this. And werewolf in all the movies looks so mad, like this this super frown. I don't think I want to do a super frown. I don't like the super frown. So what about a super smile? Let's see. Do we like that? I'm gonna try something else. Hold on a second. See, again, with working it using a darker pencil, it's gonna be harder to erase, but that's okay. We're at 47. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe let's emphasize that big, he's got that scally shape. We've already got, when you're drawing characters, you want to think of repeated shapes. So we've got like a triangle right here for his nose. Maybe we can try to emphasize that triangle again for this lip shape. So something like that. Yeah, I think we're going with the frown, guys. We're going with the frown. But maybe we can put his teeth. Ooh, that's cool. Put his teeth hanging out on the side of that triangle. That's pretty cool. And then let's make his eyebrows a little bigger and kind of hang over the side of his eyes like that. Something kind of like that. You know, being picky, guys. I know you're probably like, what are you doing? I just drew that. If you liked it, you can keep it. I want to make mine a little bit. I don't know. I want him to be funner. We're making him too serious, too realistic. I want him to feel more cartoony or something. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Okay, and then his hair, I want to like try to emphasize that triangle shape again. Okay, so something like that. Let's go with that. We got, what are we at? 49. Okay, and I love how Wolfman, one of my favorite parts of Wolfman or Werewolf, is somehow all his clothes seem to remain on intact. So he has like this lovely flannel shirt with his Wolfmanness coming out. Something, guys. Something like that. Figure this out. I'm gonna try one more thing that now there's not doing it for me.
We have Lily making hers a female.
Oh, that's a great idea. It's actually I have not seen that movie, but I believe there is a movie about how he meets a wolf lady. Let's do that. See, and we'll bring those teeth in. He can be happy. We want him to be happy. I think I like that better. Yeah. Yay. I was going to try to draw some. Let's not worry about that line. Okay. I feel better about that. Let's go from there. Let's go from there. Okay, so just a little bit of a collar showing. Okay, so let's do the same thing we did before, but we're going to try to go a little bit quicker-ish because I want to get to that. Highlight. See if we can get to the highlight. We'll see. So let's get that medium gray in there again. If you guys are doing another one, that's great because I think the more we do anything, the better we get, right? At least that's what we tell ourselves. So true, right? Okay. And let's drop in there and then see, ooh, this is cool. See, I use that darker pencil. It's smearing my pencil and it's kind of, my pencil's adding to some of those colors. There's no colors here, adding some of those values. And the other thing I like about it is the water is kind of getting rid of some of those stray lines that we had where I couldn't figure out what I was doing. And so I erased and I messed things up, whatever. You can't even see those anymore. And so I think, again, something so important, guys, with every piece of art you make is don't stress out. Like, look at it. You can't even see a lot of those mess ups that I had before. And they weren't even mess ups. They were just us trying to make the picture the way we wanted it. And now they don't matter anymore. So please, please, please feel free to experiment and not worry too hard. Can I tell you guys a cool quote? One of my favorite art quotes. It's by Scott Adams. He's the guy that created the Dilbert comic. And he said that creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes, and the art is choosing which ones to keep. Isn't that wonderful? So allowing yourself to make some mistakes, and then art is picking the ones that you want to stick with, I guess. So good. Can you guys see that okay?
It looks great.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So my plan now is I'm going to lay in some darks. You know what? Oh, let's do this. I have an idea. Ooh, idea. Let's go darker. I think that that's going to help us get that white faster. So let's go darker. I'm going to go a little bit darker. Again, this is one reason why I got that nice paper from our store. It's called Arches. It can take a lot of water. You're probably finding that depending on what paper you're using. If it's not the best paper, the more you get it wet, it's going to ball up and get bad. This one I used earlier, this was on different paper, and I wrestled with the paper a little bit. So I'm sorry if your paper is messing up. Try to get some quality paper and it won't do that on you. But we're going to get this pretty dark. And I'm starting to even lose a little bit of my lines, but that's okay. Okay, there. Now I got the end there. I want to quickly jump. We're at 53. Okay, I want to quickly jump to the darkest parts for a second, and then we'll have enough time to use the white. Okay. Now something else I'm noticing here too. A tool you can have in your studio is a hair dryer, especially in times like this when you're trying to hurry. It can dry layers quickly. And I'm kind of fighting with that right now because this is pretty wet, obviously. That's okay. It's drying as we speak. And I got some more ink because I want to go a little darker here. Wow, that's a lot of ink. That's okay. Okay. Let's see if we can go in here. You see how that just blends automatically because it's so wet. It's called Wet and Wet, and it's really nice. It's again very forgiving. So let's think of again, we're thinking of the same thing. So light's going to be coming down there. We're going to put a shadow underneath that first stuff. We're going to put a shadow. Since we changed this a little bit, it's going to be a little different than our reference. But a little bit of shadow in there for his mouth. We're going to do shadow on the bottom of here. We're going to do shadow underneath his chin. And I think we're going to drop his whole neck into shadow.
Okay, Alice, it looks a little like the Grinch, or hers looks a little like the Grinch, but she likes
like
it.
The Grinch. Oh, that's perfect. I love that. I love that. That's some great reference right there. Feel proud about doing a Grinch picture. So this is, again, drawing those darks in. I'm gonna do the nose straight dark. I can probably do it quite dark because I think a wolf has a dark nose, right? I'm gonna do a little bit darker under the eyes. Let it kind of bleed around. Darker under the eyes. And see, I hope you guys can see how that bleeds so quickly. It bleeds right into the paper. It's very soft. Very, very soft. And again, it's called Wet and Wet. And it's very forgiving. That's kind of why we're working fast, because we want to get it in there before the paper dries. Doing the inside of his ear. Again, thinking about light coming down from here, right? And I guess it's funny I say that because I'm looking at my reference. My light is not coming from there. My light, he's really strongly backlit and he's uplit from behind. So I'm kind of actually I'm making up light as I'm going. And maybe that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. We'll see. We'll see. Most subjects, whenever you're painting most anything, is lit from above. That's why scary movies light things from below, because it's so unnerving, because we don't usually see things that way. So they darkened his nose like that, because I'm kind of went back to my reference. I'm going back and forth. We'll see. And then, yeah, I'm going to the reference. Let's see. They've got a bunch of dark here up in his hair. So let's. Can you guys imagine what it's going to be like when we put some white on this? Oh, 57. Oh my goodness gracious. Ah, we're running out of time. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm just going to screw some white there. This stuff washes right off, by the way. So if you're putting it on your mom's fine china, first, probably don't do that. And second, if you are doing it, reassure that it'll wash off. Okay. So just straight white. Let's think of like our whitest spots. Let's see if we can get some white gleaming on the top of those teeth. Whoa, that popped out, didn't it?
Sure did.
So contrast, that's something to think about whenever you're making anything. Contrast is obviously where things are darker, where you have your darkest dark and your lightest light. So right now these teeth are our lightest light. And so it's like looking really, our eye goes right there, right? I'm gonna put some white up here on the top as if the light is kind of like in our reference. I'm looking back at a reference, okay? Like the light is shining there. I'm gonna put some light on the top of his ears, like the light's shining there. Put some light, little bits of his hair. So it's like coming down. And the tops of his eyebrows. So now you can feel, right, that the light's coming down. I'm gonna put some white here on the top of his nose. Does that make sense? And then I'm gonna put some white here on his lip. So I guess, again, my reference is saying light's coming from a different place than I'm drawing, but typically I always draw stuff light coming from the top. So that's just how we're doing this.
So Josh, Amy would like to know, did he use white on the sea monster? Or
yes, I did.
Could he just put it in the shot so that she can see?
So on the sea monster, I started out lighter, and then I did add another coat to make it dark after I'd drawn everything in. And then I put white. You can see like a highlight. I did white on the for the eyes, on the top of the eyebrows here, white on the nose, similar here. And I used a lot more outline here than I think I've used on either of these pictures. And we're at 5 o'clock. I hope can they stay on for a minute, or do we need to end?
We can stay on for a few minutes. That's fine. Anybody that needs to go, remember this class is recorded, so you'll be able to find it in 24 to 48 hours.
Thank you so much, Amina. So kind of, I'm looking at this. I came back into this with some outlines, and so that's what I'm going to kind of do here. Is kind of come back in with an outline, or even just a dark, in a few select places.
So Josh, while you do that with your left hand, could you hold up the sea creature just so that someone can take a screenshot? Fast.
Yes, sorry.
We can see both of them there. So
okay.
Yeah, you can keep working.
Yeah, and you guys, and I apologize for anyone that was really hooked on doing the sea monster. I hope you didn't feel like you were led astray.
I think they're all great.
Good. Well, yeah, and I guess in the end, hopefully it's just more reference to be able to do more monsters, right? And I hope you can kind of see the way I did any of this. So this is looking real fast. I know I'm moving that sea monster, but this is looking really liney here, maybe more liney than I want, and that's okay. I can come in with a wet brush and smooth that back out again.
So Josh, do you have any social media where they can see your art?
Thank you so much. Yes, joshtalbotart.com. I mean, well, that's my website, but Josh Talbot Art is my handle on social media. Thank you for asking.
No problem. I'll put that in the chat.
Yep, yep. So, and then again, I'm just gonna do the same thing I did with Frank. I'm gonna kind of like see, well, this needs to be a little lighter here. So I'll put that there and oh my goodness, that's too light. Then I'll just massage it. Hold on just a second.
Sorry,
And I guess I should,
sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna ask, for social media, you said Josh Talbot Art or just Josh Talbot?
Josh Talbot Art,
Talbot, sorry.
JSHTALBOT Art. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
No, very good. But yeah, kind of similar thing. And again, I'm just thinking about where the light's coming in. The light's going to be hitting that top of that lip, and the light probably is going to be hitting the like a little bit on the top of the cheeks, kind of like that. And then that's where the character starts to build up and look a little more 3D. So, and it's kind of, that's the nice thing about having the white paint ready, because then you can always go back and make it lighter or go back and make it darker. Like right now I'm seeing, I guess I'm gonna quickly go back to the dark and emphasize here this, this part faded back out. I want to go dark again. And then we kind of lost this crevice in here, so I'll make that go dark again. Anyways, you can kind of just go back and forth with it and see. But anyways, thank you guys for coming. It's been super fun. I hope you learned some things about dark and light and about painting with ink. And just keep going. Just if today you felt like you didn't get very far or you didn't learn as much as you wanted to learn or whatever, there really is no secret to it. You just need to keep trying and doing it again and again and again, and you'll figure it out, I promise. One last thing I'll say on that I love is that someone once told me that talent really doesn't really exist. The difference between people that draw well and people that don't is the people that draw well have just done it more times and just kind of won't give up. So just keep going. But anyways,
1,000 hours.
Yep, 1,000 hours. That's right. And we only had an hour here, right? So and you're probably like, Josh, we only had an hour, get out of here. But that's what I've got. So thank you so much for your time, and we will meet again next class. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Josh, for another great class. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you on the next class. Bye.
Bye-bye.